Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading for the week of November 2nd through 8th. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And lovely to get the Hierophant as the first card today. This is all about learning. This is all about teaching. This is about culture. This is about tradition. Okay? It may be that, you're finding a lot of people are coming to you for advice right now. I feel as if you're looked upon in your life as someone that has a lot of wisdom, as someone that's respected. Yeah. And I think that you're someone that keeps your promises, and so your reliability, and kind of like even when you say no to people, they respect that because you're very consistent. Like you know what your beliefs are, you know what your values are, and I think you behave from those beliefs and values in a way that's very consistent. I think people really appreciate that about you. Yeah, and I think you're good at giving people advice, yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what your week is going to be all about, Aries. We have a Hanged Man, we've got a Hermit, a Six of Cups, a 10 of Cups, and a Death card. That's pretty good here. We got a Three of Pentacles, we've got a Chariot, a Three of Cups, holy smokes, and a Six of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're getting some green lights. Okay, I feel like this is a pretty special reading for you. I feel like there's been a lot of showing up, a lot of persistence, a lot of reliability, a lot of consistency, a lot of sacrifice. And I feel like the development that you've been going through, the slow transformation, is really about to pay off. I feel like there really is this big win coming in your life. I think this is the week where you kind of starting to realize all the rewards coming in because of your sacrifices. It's kind of a karmic reward type of thing, yeah? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, right there on top. Now, even though we can do anything, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, let's look around the room. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. That's good. To me, that's really Spirit giving you the green light here. Okay, and also giving us some suggestions about what to focus on this week. We have fire, we've got water, good, really good water. We don't have any air cards, we've got our earth energies. Even the Hermit is earth, and the Hierophant is earth. The Hanged Man, the Death card, and the Chariot card are water cards. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a very emotionally rewarding. It's kind of like, finally it's here. It's kind of like the worst is behind me and all the good stuff is coming in, and it feels like such a relief. It feels like a celebration, but it feels like you're being blessed, But let's start with our Hierophant card, because this is a real wise card. But I feel like this week is going to be good for you to continue learning, okay? Continue taking in new knowledge. Okay, maybe it's a good week to take another class, or to find out what book to study or what subject you want to continue to learn about. It's a good time for you to also think about how you're passing that knowledge on, or how you might be teaching something to other people. Okay, it's a time for that kind of exchange of knowledge. You're giving good advice, but you're also able to listen, and keep your promises. Stay consistent, stay steady. This is a Taurus energy, right? The Hierophant. Continue doing what you're doing because it is a sacred thing. Your traditions, in your life personally or in the context of your family or your culture. Keep doing the things that are working. Stay persist. The habits and the routines and the rhythm, the rituals of life. I feel like rituals are very important right now. Strengthen those daily rituals. The small habits really matter. And this could be really, that attitude of yours where everything you do feels like it's a very holy and sacred task. Pouring a cup of coffee in the morning, there's reverence there with you. And I think it's your respect for the world. It's your respect for everything. You're not just slamming stuff around like you don't care about it. You're treating things, even inanimate objects, like even our little rubber ducky, right? Treating it with some sort of respect, even though it's debatable if it's a living being or not. But having that reverence and that respect for things around you. Obviously, people and pets, yeah, of course, right? But what about just generally? You're just tossing your clothes around like you don't care about them, Or treating things with respect because you're treating yourself with respect, and I think you're earning the respect of the people around you. And so you're kind of, I don't know, I feel like you're folding clothes and you're putting them away nicely, and you're washing out your coffee cup and you're drying it and you're putting it back carefully where it belongs. And there's just this sense of reverence and respect for you, in your life. And I think that's a really good thing to focus on this week. It's not about rushing around. I think it's kind of about treating every little habit, every little thing as a very holy and very sacred thing. Yeah. Traditions, family, wisdom, maybe as we move into more of the holiday season, what are some of those family traditions that you remember and that you want to uphold? What are some new traditions that you can make right now? Just with you, with your pets, your plants, your people. I feel like that kind of vibe is going to be important to you this week as we consider what's coming in the very near future, okay? Help others where you can. Share what you've learned and lend a helping hand if the opportunity arises, okay? Steady growth, keep learning, keep growing, keep offering and providing guidance, and stay open to some of that guidance in your own life, okay? Now, we also have the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is a very watery energy, and it's maybe slowing down. Maybe this is kind of us pausing to see things in a different way, to have gratitude for everything that we have been through, and to show our respect for the process, to show our respect for those daily habits and things, right? So this might be a good week to kind of reflect on the things that we're doing, reflect on our traditions, our habits, our routines, our rhythms and rituals. Are they working? Are they not working? Okay. The Hanged Man shows us looking at a problem in a different way. Okay. So if whatever is going on in your life, try looking at it upside down, Try looking at it the way, an outsider might look at it. Or however you are interpreting something, look at it the other way, from the other point of view. Whether it's just a challenge, whether it's a math problem, whether it's something going on with family or friends, look at it from their point of view. Okay? Especially with that wise Hierophant energy. It feels as if, we need to be flexible. We need to be able to look at things from all angles, because that's wisdom, right? It would be too rigid if we just saw things one way and we said that's the only way that it could possibly be. I feel like you're able to look at things differently. some things are changing in your life, and I feel like this is you accepting things. You're not fighting against change, you're going with the flow. This is really, the Hanged Man is a lesson in surrender. You know, going with the flow of things that we cannot change. Rather than, sometimes we have the very fixed earth and the very fluid water. And sometimes these two are going to, not get along so well. Because the Hierophant can be very rigid, very stuck in their ways. No, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I'm going to make it happen. But maybe life is telling you that, look, things are different than the way you wanted them to be. Maybe the traditions that you had for the holidays, something's different now. It's changed. The people are different. Other people are deciding to do something else. It's not going to be, the same. Let's say every holiday season, you and the family go to a particular restaurant or something. But now other people are doing something else. Maybe the restaurant's closed or whatever. And it throws us off a little bit because we're expecting things to happen a certain way. And when they don't happen that way, we either struggle against it and we have a difficult time adapting, or we just say, okay, that's just it. The circumstances are different. Things that are outside of your control are happening. Other people are making different decisions that you can't alter, And so I feel like this is you saying, okay, hey, you know what? This isn't how I planned everything. Things are going in a different way now. Maybe this is actually a better path. Let's see. It could be at work. It could be at home. It could be at school. When things happen that you didn't plan for and that you don't want, you got to be flexible. We could fight against it, but it's a fight you're going to lose, right? Because you can't control what other people do. You can argue, I guess, but I don't see you doing that. There's no swords cards. I feel like you're going with the flow. I feel like you're saying, okay, I expected things to go in a certain sequence. It's different now, but hey, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe this is actually going to be more fun, or it's going to be better, or it's going to lead to a bigger win, which I think that's what's going to happen. I think something is changing from the expected course that it was going to take, and I feel like instead of fighting that, you're flowing with it, and it's going to lead you to a better place, okay? You're not forcing results, and maybe there's something that's allowing you to kind of step back a little bit, say, oh, you know what, I don't have to do everything? Good. I don't have to drive today? Cool, I'll sit in the passenger seat. I'm okay with that. Maybe this is giving you a much-needed opportunity to let somebody else go ahead and take the lead on something. Yeah, maybe. It's a good week for giving up things that no longer fit in with you. I feel like you have a peacefulness about you this week. And the Hanged Man is kind of saying, I don't need to fight against things. If it means that I can be peaceful, I'm going to go ahead and go with the flow. Whatever happens, it's really the dude abides here, It's really kind of a Big Lebowski moment. It's just like, wait, whatever happens, I'm just going to flow with it. Because I'd rather be calm and peaceful right now than get agitated and try to fight against things, okay? So this is, a kind of surrender. I think it's a very good thing, yeah. And you also have a Hermit card here too. So we're kind of going on a pretty definite track here. The Hermit is about spending a little bit of time for yourself, alone, to recharge, yeah. And I think that I kind of picture you waking up in the early morning, having a very quiet and simple routine. It feels like there's a morning ritual here. I feel like you're getting your coffee or your tea or your water or something, and you're just very calmly, making your drink and walking slowly. I feel like you do things in it's almost like a tea ceremony. Kind of feel like you're in that kind of a mode, Maybe the weather's changing now and it really feels like fall, or it really feels like spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. And so it's just kind of like that sacred space, And I feel like you enjoy being alone. I feel like sometimes in your life you sort of crave that, yeah. Especially being in Aries, I feel like you got a lot of very active energy all the time. It's always go, 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 rush, rush, rush. And this is, I'm slowing down, I'm taking some time for myself. Maybe you got a day off from work, or because plans have changed, you find that, hey, I've got nothing to do today. Maybe that's a blessing, You could read, you can meditate, you could learn about things, you can just kind of be present with yourself. Yeah. You're staying off the social media a little bit, you're calming down the social noise, and you're finding the clarity and the reverence and the sacredness of your personal rituals. You know, just the way you might make the bed in the morning feels like a sacred ritual. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's not some big ceremony, but it's just the little things. Yeah, the little things. How you make your coffee in the morning, how you make the bed, whatever. Yeah. I feel like this is an inner stillness, and this is that peace that you're trying to really protect in your life. I think this is a wonderful week for that. And maybe this is kind of, we're gearing up for these end of the year kind of holidays. And so we might need to spend a lot of time alone. Spend as much time with yourself as you can. Maybe your life's about to get real busy. That sort of energy. It's kind of like we're getting it in now before it gets like super busy. I'm thankful we don't see a lot of busy cards here. Like I said, we have mostly water and earth. Water and earth are very passive cards, right? They're the sort of so-called feminine elements, the passive elements, whereas the fire and the air are very active. Go, 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 go. Yeah, we see one fire card there at the end. Everything else, literally everything else is water and earth. Remember our major arcana here are water cards, earth cards, hanged man's water, 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 earth. Okay, the only fire, the only active element we have is at the end, long term. And so that's really telling me that, look, now's not the time to fight. Now's not the time to wrestle with things and push forward and strive and fight for what, and make things happen our way. No, now's the time for just like, y'all want to drive? You go ahead and drive. You go ahead and plan everything. I'm just gonna sit in the back seat and play my video games, read my book, stare out the window. I don't even know. Take a nap. It's a good time for naps. The Six of Cups is a good time for pleasure. It's a good time for even getting a little nostalgic for like old times, thinking about all the fun holidays we've had in the past and how crazy. Remember that one time with Uncle Pete, just kind of reminiscing a little bit. I feel like that's kind of going to be part of the vibe for you. I feel like maybe there's even going to be an effort to reach out to some old friends, or some old friends are going to contact you. I feel like the holidays are good. Sometimes during the holidays I hear from people I haven't heard from all year. It's just like, hey, just wanted to send you a text or an email or whatever, or a phone call and say I'm thinking about you. And it's always nice, always makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah. This is a card of enjoying the little things. The simple joys, familiar comforts, the joy of making your bed, having that ritual, or making your coffee, or the way you might, sit down in the morning to journal. And I used to really love, just like I would light a candle. I would have my cup of chai tea, and usually vanilla chai. That's what I really like. And I would lay on the floor with my journal by candlelight, and I would journal in the morning. And it was just that ritual, that rhythm of life. This is you enjoying those things and taking part in those things and not having to rush through those things. Sometimes life gets so busy that we just have to run through everything. And it's like we kind of miss some of those rituals. We don't get much time to stop and just think about our people, family, friends, those familiar comfort. In your life right now, intimacy is really going to grow when there is value, respect, and when there's this feeling of safety and honesty, okay? And kind of this, respect and this love and affection. The Six of Cups is a card of family, a card of community. Maybe you're the hermit, literally. Maybe you don't have many friends or much family. Reach out to the people that you do have. Okay, but also enjoy the time that you have with yourself. Okay, and be open to that feeling of being included in something. Okay, kind gestures are going to really mean a lot. This is being open to kind things coming in. Maybe a compliment, Maybe a note from somebody that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. It doesn't have to be a big gesture. It's not that somebody is sending you, a giant gift basket or something. No, but they might send you a text and say, hey, thinking about you. That kind of, in a way, means more than that big, whatever gift basket of, chocolate turtles or something. But you should be doing that too for other people. Those little things. Send somebody a text. Send somebody a comment, leave a comment or a Facebook message, and just say, hey. Yeah. The kind gestures are going to really mean a lot, because this is the card of feeling that family vibe. Okay, and it could be you, could be your pets, could be your plants, it could just be you feeling that warmth in your home. It's a warm and cozy feeling anyway. Allow yourself to play and to create and to laugh. Don't overthink life. If it's fun, if it's easy, if it feels like it's bonding, then just do it. Don't think about it too much. Don't be self-conscious about it. Don't worry like, oh, I can't do that because what if I'm terrible? It's like you're going to play a game of Pictionary with your friends and you're just like, oh, I can't draw. I'm not good under pressure. Who cares? Just do it. Just who cares what you draw, and laugh about it. It's okay. If you have an opportunity to forgive anybody right now, do it. Whatever is going to protect your peace and your happiness. Don't get stuck in the past. We're talking about maybe being nostalgic and reminiscing a little bit, but don't get stuck back there. Okay? Maybe you're thinking of some holiday memories from the past. Let's make some new ones now. Yeah. This week, things feel pretty easy. Okay? That's a good opportunity for love, for family, for bonding, for sort of strengthening that feeling of community. Okay. Now, 10 of Cups also, peace, comfort, really that kind of fulfillment that surrounds your home and loved ones. It's a peacefulness. Relationships in your life right now feel very supportive and very kind, and I feel like that's what's on your mind right now, and that's what you're kind of focusing on. Is just kind of to feel like you got enough of everything in your life, because the 10 of Cups is satiety. It's the feeling of fullness. I don't need anything right now. I'm not wishing or wanting for anything. I feel complete, and for this moment, maybe we can enjoy that harmony. Okay. Keep life fresh, though. We've got to continue to move. We don't want to get stuck somewhere. The 10 of Cups is a gratitude. It's a celebration of thanks, for the people that are in our lives, for the things, the people, the pets, the plants, the people, the abundance. Okay, the time that we have, the space that we have, for our health, being thankful for what we have is going to keep it here. When you appreciate something, it's going to stick around, So appreciate your pets, your plants, your people, your abundance, your health, your wealth, all that stuff. Be thankful for it. Okay, and for this moment, really acknowledge it and enjoy it, because life is fleeting. Things can be gone in an instant, But this feels stable, and it feels deeply, deeply satisfying. Now, what's up with this Death card here, right? I feel like we're kind of we're headed into this mode where we want to sort of clean out things. Maybe some of us are doing that spring cleaning. Some of us are doing that autumn cleaning. Maybe we're literally like getting our house ready for some kind of holiday party or some kind of a gathering, or just looking at this time in our life as, it's a really good time to close out things, clean out things, and get ready for a kind of a reset or a refresh, I feel like in some sense there's a chapter of your life that's closing. Yeah. And maybe this is maybe this is really like us preparing the soil for what we're going to start working on next. And in a way, I feel like this downtime is preparing us for the next planting season, let's say. You know, this is the time where we clean out all the old crops and we just turn up the soil or whatever you got to do. And then you wait for the right time and then you start planting and growing something new. Yeah. So this is that sort of liminal space. This is clearing things out, letting go of clutter, letting go of any habits that we don't need anymore, that aren't useful, getting rid of anything that may block our future growth. So that hermit is kind of introspective. Yeah. Clearing out our physical environment sort of clears us internally. Donate your clothes, you know, the toys, whatever, food drives. Delete things, delete app. This is a good time to go through your phone. Delete all those apps you don't use. Yeah. Clear some of your calendar. Get rid of things that you're not going to, make space for yourself. Yeah. And consider the idea of transformation. Because transformation begins when you act like the person your future is going to need you to be. So we're considering who am I turning into? Who do I need to become? What old skin am I sort of, sloughing off so that I can emerge as the fresh new version of myself, I think this is the perfect season for that. And we're ready to step into our future self. Because I think we're, in a way, as much as we're thinking of the past and we're reminiscing about traditions and love and family, we're also thinking of the future. What am I going to do next week? What am I doing after all this holiday stuff? Once it's done, what am I going to do? Who am I going to be? Where am I going? What am I trying? It's a good time for that hermit introspection. Who am I? What am I doing? What am I made of and where am I going? Where have I been and where do I need to go? You're co-authoring your destiny. You're meeting your fate halfway. The death card is slow, gradual change over the course of time. Really, it's the idea of this longevity. When we look at where we started, we look at where we are, we look at where we're going, we see the larger trajectory of our lives. Slow and steady change over the course of time. That's the death card. It's the nature of nature. It's the fundamental force of the universe. Change. Yeah. And this card is about us realizing and acknowledging and appreciating, respecting and holding sacred that idea of change. I can't stop the death card. I can't stop the river. I can't slow the river down. I can flow with the river, and if I'm lucky, I can nudge it this way, that way. And, your choices do matter. Okay? But this is you respecting the river and holding that river sacred, knowing that if you work with the river, you're not fighting against it, but if you work with it, you can direct your life. You're co-authoring that destiny. Okay? You're accepting change. We're accepting that we're getting older. We're accepting that some of the people that we remember, those warm, fuzzy memories from long ago, some of those people aren't around anymore. We're accepting that. And that hanged man is just kind of surrendering to the reality of things. Accepting life on its own terms. Okay? Nature, yeah. I think that right now we're in this very kind of nostalgic mode. I feel like we're saying goodbye to some things with love and gratitude and appreciation. Thank you for being in my life. And we're getting ready for the new things that we're going to say hello to. Yeah. My daughter used to play this game where she'd sit in my office chair. When I had a day job, she'd sit in my office chair and I'd spin her around. And every time she'd come around, she'd say hello. And then as she was going past me, she'd say bye-bye. And so life is just a series of hellos and goodbyes. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. We haven't done that in a long time. I should do that with her later. She'll get a kick out of it. But that's what I feel like the death card is. That's what I feel like life is. It's just a roundabout. It's just constant hellos and goodbyes. Things come in, they maybe stay for a while, and then it's goodbye again. Everybody is just spinning around. It's like those teacups at the amusement parks. You know, everything's just spinning around. Sometimes you meet, hello. As I'm going this way, you're going this way, and then we're just kind of, it's just, we're all stars in the universe. You know, release things that you've been clinging to. Yeah, and embrace your transformation, because it's going to open doors for you. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. And let me know, leave a comment. Let me know which card on the path of the dove really resonates with you the most. Yeah. We're going to talk about the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there are doors that are opening up for you. And I feel like as you move forward in your life, you're going to, obviously you have goals, you know. And the Three of Pentacles is the potential for a goal to really be met. We're going to reach that goal, yeah. This is a card of, in a way, kind of realizing the blood, sweat, and tears that go into life, that go into the goals that we have. And, you know, the Hanged Man is partly all of the suffering and sacrifice that you've endured for your goals, whatever your goals are. This is a card of work. This is the card of your work paying off. And the work that pays off requires blood, sweat, and tears. Your body, heart, and mind have to be in alignment. Okay? So I feel like you are a very goal-oriented person. And I feel like this is maybe some goal in your life that's really starting to show results. This could be, it could be a team effort. Okay? I think as you move forward in your life, consider the interconnectedness of everything. You don't have to like literally be part of a team, but be aware of how interdependent we all are. I feel like there's something in your life that you're working on, but you're not rushing it. You're trying to do it the right way. You're respecting the ritual, even the ritual of work. You're going in, you're doing a job. Even the simple things are done with reverence and respect. It's quality, it's craftsmanship. It's craftsmanship, I guess is the word. And it's a patient application of your energies that's going to make something very high quality. Because you're not rushing through life. You have this reverence and respect for what you're doing. Okay? There's also a respect and recognition coming in. And I feel like that is because of your Hierophant energy, because of your reverence and respect for other people and for the process, whatever it is. You're getting that respect back from the universe. Yeah. You're respecting the death card, and the death card is respecting you, you know? And so I feel like you've got that kind of, I don't know, you've got that almost authority, or that wisdom about you. And I think in a literal way, you're getting recognition because you're someone that shows up every day, does high quality work, and treats other people with respect. You treat the work with respect. And I feel like there's something coming in for you. This could be like a promotion, could be a new job, it could be like an offer or something coming in. Like I feel there's some really good vibes here for as far as like work and money and things like that go. Okay? And it's kind of saying, you know, stay focused on what you can control. You can control your behavior. You can't control what anybody else does. You can control how much respect and reverence you demonstrate in life. Somebody else is acting shady and shifty. You don't have to act that way. You can still be respectful and patient and diligent. You know, that's going to be very, very important. Focusing on what you can control, and that's your behavior. I feel like this is going to be really good financially. I feel like you may not be so concerned with money right now, but I feel like your quality work is going to bring in the money that you need. This is you understanding the process of creation on the physical plane. You know how to make money. You do good work, you get good money. You know, I feel like your work sort of speaks for itself. That's kind of what this card's saying, yeah. I feel like your physical world, your financial world is going to grow because of your respect and your diligence and your reliability and your reverence and the respect that you have for the process, for the ritual and the rhythm. Yeah, I like that. So continue to do what you're doing, continue to do it the way you've been doing it. And that is, steady and high quality. Okay. We've got a Chariot card here. The Chariot to me is always a card of home and family. And I feel like you're somebody who really is very protective of your family. Your pets, your plants, your people, right? Your fur family, if you will. But, anybody that you care about, you're very protective. I feel like you're the glue that sort of holds everything together, holds everybody together. Sometimes the Chariot is just trying to contain all of this energy, trying to contain something so it doesn't fall apart. It's a hedge against entropy, just trying to hold it together, But this is a card, too, of motivation, progress, momentum. I feel like as you move forward, there's going to be more travel, a lot of errands, a busy schedule. Things are going to start speeding up. So enjoy the slow time. Maybe it's kind of like enjoy the early morning and your ritual and your rhythm and all that stuff, Watch the sunrise, that sort of thing, because then it's going to get busy. Then there's going to be a lot of forward movement. You're going to be in the car driving. But maybe with that Hanged Man, this is saying that, look, someone else is going to kind of take the lead on something. There's going to be progress. There's going to be momentum. There'll be a lot of things to do, but it's going to be different than how you expected it to be. So I feel like there's something that's kind of interrupting or changing your anticipated routine. It may be that, you're working with Bill today, or someone else is going to drive today. And it's like, okay, that's different, but yeah, let's see where it goes, It may just be that your plans have changed a little bit, and maybe that means that you've got more to do, or you've got to travel over here instead of over there and then back again, or whatever, okay? But you keep your eyes on your goal, and things are going to work out just fine for you. Don't neglect physical movement, physical exercise, physical actions, okay? Don't rush, don't force anything. Hold it together, steady and easy. Steady and easy wins the race, as we see with our Six of Wands there at the end. The Three of Cups, though, before that, anyway. And the Three of Cups is really sharing abundance. It's a card literally called abundance. And I feel like it's how we create abundance and share abundance and how we make more of it. Your good vibes, your Three of Cups inside of you, right? Plus somebody else's three of Cups inside of them. Together we make that 6. Together we make a family. When you resonate with somebody, it's consonance. You're resonating with somebody, harmonizing with somebody. Happiness grows when you share it with others. Laughter, gatherings, bringing good tidings and joyful news, to others and welcoming people in. It's kind of like your plans change and suddenly it's like, oh, you know what? We're bringing 20 more people to your house for the party. And you say, come on, the more the merrier, It may be more stress too, yeah, but you're being very generous with your time and with your attention and with your love, okay? This could be even kind of like a creative teamwork. So with the 3 and the 3 here, right, we got a 3 and a 3. And then we have also, which is pretty cool, we have a 6 and a 6. So I feel like maybe there is something kind of large, there's a larger project going on. And maybe you are kind of unexpectedly working with somebody else to make it happen. And so I feel like that's kind of a creative or even a social teamwork. And it could be even like, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's like a potluck. Everybody's bringing something to the table here, and it's different than the way it usually goes. But it's kind of like, hey, this is different. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Yeah. your gratitude practice is going to continue to work wonders for you. Notice the good things in your life, acknowledge them, appreciate those good things, and they multiply, okay? Don't overindulge in anything right now. Keep your sort of respect and reverence. Enjoy the celebration, but do it in balance. Reach out to those friends that you haven't seen in a while. The 3 obviously connects us with our 6 of Cups. Reach out to those people that you haven't seen in a while. Just a little thing, just a little text, just a little note. I don't know, a little paper airplane to send their way. Fly them a kite, you know, and just say hi. Yeah, the joy in your life is going to multiply when you share it, when you put in a little bit of effort to acknowledge it and to grow it. Okay, it is really going to grow. Now, the fire energy, finally, right? A 6 of Wands here at the end. Victory. It's success. It's praise from something that you've worked for. Victory is simple. The small, brave moves, the respect, the diligence that you've had is going to open up doors for you. This is either the success of whatever this social teamwork is or family teamwork thing. It could be something related to your work or your finances or something like that, but it's a reason to celebrate. There's a victory, it's a win, it's a successful event, you know? And I think in some ways, what you've been working on, you're opening the door. I feel like you're getting a green light. Yeah, I feel like you're getting a major green light with this card. You're confident, but you're not letting your pride take over. You have that humbleness and that respect and that reverence. And I feel like it really is, it's opening doors for you. Yeah. And I think that you are, in a way, leading this team to victory. Okay, I still feel like you're the glue or you're the driver or something that's kind of holding it all together. You're reaching the victory. You're setting a good example for other people. And I feel like you're making some progress in something. Something kind of is a success. And I don't know if it's the family thing, if it's something at work. Something feels like a success. Like I went off without a hitch, you know. Or even if there was a hitch, it was successful, you know. Something changed beyond your control, but it was still a massive success. I feel like that's really going to give you a boost. It's really going to make you even more sort of motivated and confident. Okay. Mystery card. Probably some more fire. Probably the Emperor or something like that. Probably an 8 of Wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Oh, another 10 of Cups. More satisfaction. This feels like the emphasis. The emphasis is on family, is on contentment, is on feeling like you have enough of everything you need. And acknowledging that and appreciating that so that it sticks around. Trying to prolong this moment of comfort and joy and satiety and harmony. Prolong the moment. Dilate time before life starts getting busy again. Okay? Make this last as long as you can. And when you focus on it, when you acknowledge it, when you appreciate it, and you tell it that you appreciate it, you're going to get another one. See? You're going to get more of those good things. Yeah. So celebrate those wins, celebrate those joys with other people. And, you know, whatever victory you're getting, look at it as a team victory. And acknowledge the people around you and just say, this life couldn't get better. This moment is perfect. Okay? Because life is going to speed up. But let's not try to rush into that next phase, you know. Let's really enjoy the moment. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we will do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do oracle cards. We'll clarify love and money with tarot. And we'll do the yes/no coin. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we are all in this together.